Let's see.
The Lotus Jawns, going through the journey strong. Life's a hustle and a bustle. We'll be with you all along. The Lotus Jawns, yeah, sometimes we get it wrong. That's the beauty and a lesson. Keep it going, you belong. So you are a powerful Jawn. You are a powerful Jawn.
Hey.
Hi, peace, Jawns. How are you all doing out there? Welcome back.
Welcome back. We
to
missed you guys.
Live.
Yeah.
You guys look cute.
Aw,
Yeah,
thank
y'all
you,
look
darling.
cute. Medical John and the scrubs.
Thank you.
Foz, you look was it photo and movie ready with your little beret?
I look like a pumpkin spice.
You sure do.
You got that fall flavor popping, Foz.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to another Lotus Jawns Live, everyone. I hope you guys are ready for the show and our special guest.
Yes, I know you've missed us because it's we gave you last week off for Turkey Day, Colonizer Day, whichever you choose to call it.
Thursday.
Thursday.
So, to get things started in our usual Lotus Jawns fashion, is it okay if we take a deep breath and begin with our affirmation on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3.
All right, so I'll start things off. Ready?
Got it. Ready.
Through the lesson of caring for the gift of Mother Nature, I am reminded of my place amongst the creatures of Earth.
I embrace my role as protector of the four-legged creatures and those who travel by air and also those who walk on two.
Nourishing the seedling that they may feed the multitude is my greatest gift to give. I am a powerful Jawn. All right, so let's get this thing started.
Hi,
Hey,
Iris.
from Atlanta. Hi, how are you, Iris? Oh, you all look very cute. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Oh, I'm glad you guys are here. Let's start it off with our first segment, Ketchup on Everything.
Ketchup on everything. So, in this segment, we like to kind of just tell you guys what's been going on with us in the last week or so. Well, this case, it might be a little longer than that, right?
Like a week and a half.
Something like that. So, last week we had Thanksgiving, extra special Thursday, whatever you guys call it. I don't know about you guys, but the one thing that I was most thankful for that Thursday and that Wednesday and the Fridays after that was no virtual school.
Oh, yes.
I got to sleep in all the way until 8:15.
Nice.
8:15?
8:15. At that point, everyone was starving, and I was neglectful because I hadn't fixed any food yet. But I slept until 8:15. I told them I'm not getting up before 8. I'm not getting out of bed until 8:15. But we had a really nice time, just like kind of like rolling through our day without having to be so strict on our time. Like in our schedule.
Mm-hmm.
On Thursday, I ended up making a bunch of food. I wasn't planning on doing that, but I had all the food there. I was like, well, why not? The kids had ended up visiting my mom, so I had like a little more time to kind of commit to making a bunch of different things. One of the dishes I prepared before years ago, and I hadn't really made it again, and I made it, but with a spin this time. Like I added orange juice to it instead of whatever I did last time, and it came out perfect. I shared it with one of my family members who wanted to try something. All the food I made was vegan. Even I had vegan gravy. I did not make the vegan gravy from scratch. I definitely used some vegan gravy packet thing I found at the store, but all the food was vegan. And my aunt tried it, and she loved everything I made. I wish some of my other family members would have been open to trying something new. And I had a bonus, some components to my meal. My brother, shout outs to my brother. I don't know if he's here or not. Darian. He was also making vegan Thanksgiving food. So he made vegan macaroni and cheese, which was really, really good. My middle son is lactose intolerant, so he was like, when he heard it was macaroni and cheese, he was like, yes, he was so excited. It was really, really good. I have to get the recipe for it. And he made like a vegan smoked meat greens. I'm not really sure what the smoked meat really was. I wasn't a big fan of that idea, but it tastes really, really good. So I got to pick out a little bit on some healthy vegan food last week, and relax.
Nice.
I hope y'all out there had a chance to kick back and take a break from work or whatever have you, and just enjoy your family and enjoy your time and your peace. What about you, Jones? What were you doing?
You don't never know which way to point.
Backwards, that's why.
I just do this. I'm always at the bottom.
I do celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't like the whole like colonizer thing about it, but I do like the fact that I get to see my family and like talk about the things that I'm grateful for, and I love to cook, so it is one of my favorite holidays.
You sure do.
I do. And
I do not. I'm glad you do. Somebody has to do this.
This was my first Thanksgiving that I made a turkey by myself. And it also was my first Thanksgiving without my grandma. I lost my grandma earlier this summer. So it was kind of like, I noticed that I was putting a lot of pressure on it at first. But then I was like, you know what? Let's just let this day be what it's going to be. And it wound up being really nice. My little sister, Asia, shout out to Asia Nadi. She came over and her mom came over, and I made a turkey that turned out amazing. And my sister and her mother are vegan, so all the sides were vegan. And they also bought a vegan mac and cheese and a vegan fried rice. And I made vegan coconut curry green. Shout out to my friend Yasmin for teaching me that recipe. And I made vegan mashed potatoes, and I made vegan cabbage and a turkey. And my other sister dropped off a baked macaroni and cheese that was not vegan, and it was baller. It was so good. And we just like sat around and we watched like little we watched the 1,000 Pound Sisters. It's like one of them is like 450 pounds and the other one is like 625 pounds. So we just watched that and laughed at them for a while. It was nice. Not laughed at them, laughed with them, because they're super goofy. They're a goofy group.
That sounds nice. Some quality family time.
Yeah, it was really nice. And it was my first Thanksgiving with my sister, so it was really nice. How about you, Medical John? What lives you were saving
on Thanksgiving?
All of them. So usually for Feast of Gratitude, you know, I may or may not cook or be responsible for cooking for my family. I'm not really into like the commercialization of the holiday as it stands. So it's usually like, am I not? But this year, which will probably be every year, you know, to follow, I'll be stuck at the hospital. Right now I'm at the lower end of the totem pole since I just started this new role on this new floor. So all the holidays are mine.
Yay.
Right. So I was at work and working nights. So I slept Thanksgiving Day and I worked Thanksgiving night and I worked Black Friday. So yeah, you know, saving lives. You know, for the most part, it was kind of cool. There was.
Did they at least have stuffing in a nurse's lounge or something?
So somebody donated food to the hospital. From one of the jewelers close to the hospital, they donated, I think, 700 meals. I'm food phobic, so I didn't eat it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But
I knew that was coming.
I thought it was a really sweet gesture, though. You know, but for the most part, yeah, I spent Turkey Day saving lives.
Nice. Thank you, Lee.
For saving lives.
Oh.
Well, I think that kind of concludes.
It's been literally like a whole week. I know, like Turkey Day seems like forever more ago. Anything else?
Yeah, just last week
ago, right?
exactly a week ago. Today's Thursday.
Oh, exactly a week ago. Okay.
I know, Mom
Okay.
Joy, you had some exciting news. You know,
I
my
did.
darling nephew did so well in school.
Oh, I
Oh
can't believe I didn't say it yet.
What?
Okay, drum roll, please.
yeah.
My oldest son made the honor roll. I was so hyped. So my oldest son is a very, very smart child. He's very, very funny. He's artistic. However, keeping his grades up sometimes has been a struggle. He has had a lot of transitions in school, and he made the honor roll. He had this cute little envelope made out to him,
So
and
excited.
he went to bed early, and we didn't open it until the next morning. He was like, "This says I made the honor roll." He actually sounded quite confused. I was like, "It says what?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "This is a big deal." I'm like, "You don't even know."
On virtual school?
Thank
Yes,
you. Virtual school is super hard. He has a lot of other challenges outside of school that sometimes I think make it a little harder. He can do it, but it's a lot. So that was a quick trip to Starbucks. We talked about how we can keep our grades up from here on out. He was really excited to have made such an achievement. And I told my whole family, okay, confession, I did roll the window down and scream my son is on the honor roll to and from the Starbucks in my community. So I think the whole entire neighborhood knows. I was so excited for him. And he was proud of himself. Yep.
Yes.
Thanks for reminding me. I just stopped saying it yesterday that he was on the honor roll every 10 minutes.
Nice. So with that great news, we can take ourselves into our next segment, the Lotus Pad, where we would like to introduce you to our special guest. So our special guest this week is my mom, hashtag the OG Mom John, Nicole Chandler. She is a nonprofit. She owns a nonprofit, and she is called Keep Royal Gardens Beautiful. And she works on like beautifying her community, and we want to talk to her about that. And we also, on this channel, we like to give advice. Like we give advice to the younger generation below us, and we need advice too. So we're gonna ask the OG Mom John some questions, and hopefully you guys can tune in and ask her some questions if you have any as well. So with that being said, we like to welcome in Nicole Chandler, my mom.
Welcome, Mom.
Hey, peace and blessings.
Hello.
Peace. How are you?
Thank you.
All right.
Hi.
So welcome, Mom.
I'm great. How are you?
We're great.
Good. Welcome to the Lotus Jawns.
Thank you.
So
you
glad
are
to be on our platform. We're so excited.
Thank you for having me.
Special guest on the Lotus Pad, right?
On a live. She's our first guest on a live. Yeah.
No, you're second. Oh, your first live. First live. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So to get us into the Lotus Pad, Mom, how about you introduce yourself? Tell everybody a little bit about you that don't know who you are.
Okay, my name is Nicole Chandler. I'm the founder of Keep Royal Gardens Beautiful. Keep Royal Gardens Beautiful is the Philadelphia affiliate to Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. I founded Keep Royal Gardens Beautiful the 29th of October, 2005. There is a park called the Morris Park that is directly across the street from my home. When I first moved here, it was being manicured like beautifully by the Philadelphia Parks and Recs department. But 2 years afterwards, they neglected the park. They stopped taking care of it. They said it was lack of funding. So they introduced the idea of me adopting the park from them, and I did so. And so now the park is flourishing with beautiful flower beds and cherry blossom trees. I did storm water management, and I have a growing green curriculum in the summertime for children who are in camps. And that's what I just did. I just became the solution to my problem.
Nice. Cool. I mean, I
I like that.
personally like have seen how like the park has grown over the past like 10 years, Mom?
More than 10. It had to be way more than that.
15?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
since
somewhere along those.
2005, more than 10 years. Yes, thank you
2005.
very
That's
much.
15
15
years.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 years.
So we first we have some questions. I know the mom John Zinga, she had a question for you pertaining to like how to get children involved and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
so because
Okay.
my middle son is always kind of concerned about the way our neighborhood looks. Like we try to keep our personal space clean, but we recently talked about trying to find ways to help the youth, encourage them to keep their neighborhoods clean, beautify their neighborhoods. How can they participate? I hear that participate in things like that. I heard that you said you have a program that runs in the summer that you work with the youth.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do have a growing green curriculum where I work with the youth. But what I would suggest for parents because of COVID things are restricted. And
Yeah.
this is something very simple. Go on Amazon.com and purchase what is called a litter picker. It's like a grabber. Get a trash bag and go for a walk with your children. And all you do is pick up the trash and put it in the bag.
Yeah.
And
I
this
like
is
that idea.
how you can freely, without commitment, teach your children how to clean and maintain their community. Just going for a walk and wherever you see litter, just cleaning it up.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Um, okay, that was one great idea. I know you said because of COVID restrictions, I guess the program wasn't really running this year. Hopefully, we are out of this next year. And will you be running it next summer if you're
Yes, long as
permitted
the
to?
restrictions, yes, long as the restrictions are lifted. It runs in the summer, July and August. And a lot of times I have camps, summer camps, where they select my park, my nonprofit, where we set up their environmental projects. So even if you are people who have camps and you're looking for environmental projects, they could come over to keep Royal Gardens beautiful.
Okay, and where will we find like the information, like the dates that it would run? I know you probably don't have them up for next year yet, but how will we register for these events and find out what we need to do to be involved?
One camp I work with is staytruephilly.org. That's an environmental summer camp.
Okay.
But you can go to my website, which is www.keeproyalgardensbeautiful.org, or you can go to www.keeppabeautiful.org and click on Royal Gardens.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you. I think my kids are going to be excited. Well, at least one of them will be to kind of help clean up the community. Starting with our block. That's something that he's been talking about a lot. The wind blows. People just throw things when they get done eating. Whatever it is that they have on hand, and it just makes things look terrible. And it builds up really fast. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He just doesn't like
Because
it.
one of the things is that when I was growing up, my parents just had one car, which means my mother stayed in the car. And so when we spent time with our father, we walked everywhere. And
Mhm.
you know if it was trash cans, our father would have us to take the person's trash cans and put it on their stoop. We wasn't allowed to just sweep in front of our door. We had to sweep the entire block, and that just wasn't the sidewalk. We had to go on our neighbor's porch, sweep the porch, the steps down, and sweep the entire block. Teaching your children how to be respectful of their community, how to be respectful of green space is very important, and it's also humbling them to appreciate that living in the community, it doesn't just exist of them and those in their household. It consists of neighbors, and being
Yeah.
concerned about your neighbors is being concerned about your community.
Thank you for sharing.
And also the importance of home ownership.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can't
and
just move
also the
in and
importance
just
of
leave
home
it.
ownership. You know, you purchasing into a community, and your value of your home is not determined by what you do inside your home. It's the
Also,
condition of your
yeah.
community. So how you take care of your community is also going to determine the value of your home.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. So,
Thanks, Mom.
yeah, thanks for that, Mom. Like, so for people who don't know about Keep Royal Gardens Beautiful, how can they support Royal Gardens?
You can support Royal Gardens by coming out volunteering when we have volunteer events. If you're looking to donate, you can go to www.keeppabeautiful.org and click on the donate button and type in that you want to donate directly to Royal Gardens. Um, and this is how you can support Royal Gardens by being a volunteer, coming out, helping to participate, or if you like to donate, or if you like to do both. That's how we can support Keep Royal Gardens Beautiful.
Okay.
And to those, like, because I used to be kind of scared to come out there because it's hard. But you actually, like, because I remember, I think it was you, Ash, you were asking me, you were like, I don't know anything about gardening. Somebody was telling me, it was like, I don't know anything about
I think
gardening.
it might have been me.
And I was like, dude, I don't either. I was like, you just go out there, she tells you what to do, and then you learn. I was like, because when I first came here, I didn't know what I was going to have to do, but I learned how to, like, dig a hole and put a plant in the hole and pack it on top, and, like, learning how to wheel a wheelbarrow because that takes some coordination. Like, just learn, just being, and I don't know, just being out in nature, it just makes you feel really calm and, like, soothing, even though you're doing, like, hard work. And it's also a workout. It's a workout. Like, when you get done,
Sounds like
feel
it.
Yes,
like
it
you
is.
feel like you really just did something. So for those of you who are interested in learning about, like, gardening and, like, volunteer work, definitely come out and volunteer with my mom. It's fun. It's fun, and you get to meet a lot of people too. So with that being
And it's
said, huh?
therapeutic. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
And
It
it's
is very
therapeutic.
therapeutic. So we are going to go into our next segment, which is called Adulting, right after this commercial.
Yes.
The Lotus Jawns, going through the journey strong. Life's a hustle and a bustle. We'll be with you all along. The Lotus Jawns, yeah, sometimes we get it wrong. That's a beauty and a lesson. Keep it going, you belong. So you are a powerful Jawn. You are a powerful Jawn.
You are above average. You are breathtaking. You are loving. You are beautiful. You are legendary. You are a luxury. You are kingly. You are an artist. You are life. You are amazing. You are captivating. You are kind. You are knowledgeable. You are a blessing. You are Black Boulevard.
All right.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Joan.
So now we'd like to go into our adulting segment. this is when we get advice heavy. We try to talk about what it's like to be an adult, because it is kind of hard and we're fairly new at this. So one of the reasons we had the OG Mom John come on is to kind of ask her some questions, and ask her for some guidance. So
some advice. Yeah, drop some gems on us from
gems. So
your
Mom
experience.
John, how about the Mom John? You want to ask the OG Mom John the first question?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Wait, Mom John, move that little. You got a little thing in your camera.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay. My bad.
So, what motivational advice could you lend to us young mothers, us young single mothers, about parenting? I have learned. I used to think that at some point I'll be able to like maybe kick back, put my feet up and chill. But as much as I call on my mother still, I'm starting to see that that's not going to happen. So I'm going to be parenting, it seems, until I go to the ground. So what type of advice could you lend to us to keep us motivated on being good mothers, being good parents? What does that mean to you? What could you tell us? How do we continue to be good parents to our children, whether they're young, tweens, and adults and beyond, apparently?
The first thing you want to do is love your children with patience and forgiveness. That's what you want to do. And the second thing you want to do is help your children to discover their passion as early as possible. Some have it right away, some develop later. But once they get that passion, I want you to pursue them in it. You know, one thing you want to advise your children, if they come up with the idea of like learning how to play a guitar or learning how to play a saxophone or committing to go to college, they have to finish what they start.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the affirmation that you have to have your children to live by. You must finish with what you start, which will give them success stories. Okay. Another very, very important thing is that ask your children for forgiveness when you make a mistake.
That
You
part.
know, you want to have daily commitment for clearing and accountability with your children. And the daily commitment is not always when they do something wrong, you sitting them down and you making them acknowledge what they do wrong. But when you do wrong, the first thing you want to say is, "I did wrong, but I'm the parent." Like it's not
like it's okay.
excusable, right? Because the thing of it is that some things that we do wrong can cause trauma to our children. It can cause emotional upset to our children. So you want to, teach your children by a true example. You also want to believe in therapy, going to counseling. You want to believe in that and you want to put that into practice because you cannot live years and go through all types of experiences in life and think it doesn't have an effect on you. So you have to learn the tools of communication, the tools of forgiveness, the tools of asking for forgiveness, the tools of patience, the tools of compassion, the tools of being grateful and having gratitude, the tools of sharing. You want to have these characteristics instilled in your children by you having them in yourself as well.
I feel you on that. I think for me, the patience part, I literally have to ask the forces of the universe every day to help me be patient. I feel like I start off trying to be patient with them, but I'm always outnumbered 3-1. It's not fair, but I try every day to be patient with them. And when I lose my patience, the remembering to ask for forgiveness and like sincerely though, because they know when you just not. I'm just like if I say, oh, I'm sorry or whatever, I feel like I've been doing it a lot lately, just kind of getting sloppy with my my asking for forgiveness. But I feel you on that. I try not to make so many mistakes. But I also want them, like you said, like I want them to see when I do make a mistake or I am being a little,
how you
how I
handle when
handle
you
it.
make a mistake. How do you
Yeah.
handle that? And what I want you to do also is when you are feeling impatient or feeling overwhelmed, I want you to do what is called an emotional temperature chart. I want you to sit and whatever experience you're going through at that moment, and before you go and respond to your children or react to your children or interact with your children, I want you first to do an emotional temperature chart of yourself. And I want you to ask yourself, how is this making me feel right now? And if it's of sadness, if it's of anger, that is not the time to talk to your children. You have to wait until you are in control of yourself.
Right. I heard
You know what I'm
somewhere
saying? Being in. Mm-hmm.
one of my friends used to say, I like the temperature, like you said, the emotional temperature check.
Mm-hmm.
That can be useful. I have another parent friend who's also a teacher that used to say, she told me once before, and you just kind of like reminded me of
Mm-hmm.
the saying she had, like, dysregulated adults can't regulate children. And
And understand this: we approach children in a manner as if they are an adult, as if they're thinking like an adult.
yeah,
They're
it's not
not
the
thinking
case.
the way that we're thinking. They're not feeling the way that we're feeling. They're not able to express their emotions or communicate their emotions the way that we do. So we have to stop approaching our children as if they are adults. They're not adults. And even if you are putting your child in an adult situation, that is still a child
Mhm.
adult situation. It's not going to work the way you expect it to.
Thank you for the mom tips. I'm tucking them away, and I hope that all the moms who
You're
are tuned in
welcome.
and will watch this later can kind of maybe incorporate some of the things that you shared with us into their parenting.
You're welcome. Yes.
OG
All right,
mom
so
came through.
my question as the creative John was,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know, like, what advice would you give your younger self? Like, if you could talk to, like, I don't know, like your 20-year-old self, your 25-year-old self, like, what advice would you give her with what you know now?
As far as creativity or as far as life?
Just life in general.
Yeah.
Um, I think I would have went into therapy when I was 10 years old versus 17 years. And like I said, learning to have patience and love with your forgiveness.
See that,
I think
Iris?
I think I wish I had that early on in life. Um, and I just think those are the two things that I think I wish I had, because I had a lot of I was short tempered, you know, and short tempered means you are impatient, for those who don't know. And
Yeah.
I didn't have forgiveness. And it wasn't until I met with my doctor, my in Chinatown. I'll just say
Oh,
that.
Dr.
My
Wong?
doctor, yeah, my
Oh, was
Dr.
I not
Wong
supposed
in
to say his
China.
name?
If we should have not, but it's positive. But it
Yeah,
wasn't
shout out to
until
Dr. Wong.
hi Dr. Wong. It wasn't until I met with Dr. Wong that he told me that I have to have forgiveness. And that's when I really started putting it into practice. And forgiveness gives you patience, it gives you tolerance, it gives you the understanding that people have to move in their own time and space with their own experiences, you know, as it fits with them. We can't have expectations for other people that we have for ourselves. You know, we have to
I
accept
know it's
people
different.
within their own time and space, and in their own speed, you know, because sometimes we may feel that people are moving slower than what we expect them to. But we have to understand that their experiences and their tools or lack of tools is causing the pace that they're moving in, you know, and we have to be mindful of that. And that's having compassion.
Yeah, I get that because, like, I feel like even just over 2020, I had to like check myself on like my patience because when stuff was going, like, because I know me, especially as like a Virgo, I'm super what do they call it? When you see one thing, you go get it and you don't care about anything else.
Like tunnel vision?
Tunnel vision.
You're compulsive.
I have like
Compulsive.
tunnel vision, and I've always been
Tunnel
like that.
vision.
But when I
Okay.
meet people who don't do that, it like baffles me. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you not figuring this out and doing it? And I had to like tell myself that like I had to be like accepting. Like it's just basically accepting people for who they are and not expecting them to react to things the
Yeah.
way that you would react to them. Cause that's just not, like she said, is
Mm-hmm.
their own, they have their own upbringing and they've done their own thing. So it's not gonna be the same way you react. And kudos to therapy.
Right.
Therapy works. I've been
Yeah.
in therapy
Kudos to
multiple
therapy.
times in my life. I'm in therapy right now, and I think
Yeah.
it's almost like maintenance as a human being. Like it's just maintenance. I think
It is.
everybody, you don't
It's
have to be in
mental and
therapy for your
emotional
whole life.
maintenance. No.
Yeah, like you don't have to be in your whole life, but it's good to have like a professional, not your mom, not your friend, not your girlfriend or your cousin,
Yes.
a professional that you can go to talk to and kind of figure things out and
A
hash things
non-biased
out.
individual to
A
hold space for
non-biased
you
individual.
sometimes
Yeah.
to help you through
And
something.
like
Yes.
and there are free programs and stuff like for people who don't have health insurance and can't afford a
Yes.
therapist. There are therapists out there that do sliding scale or do free. Like there are people
Yes.
out there to talk to you. So definitely do your research because it's worth it. It's worth having somebody to give you some kind of unbiased guidance. So thanks,
Yes.
Mom.
You're welcome,
Let's put you
Kadia.
on. What's your question?
My question, actually kind of feeds into, I guess, Royal Gardens because
Mm-hmm.
I see that you started Royal Gardens 15 years ago, but I've been
Yes.
looking at it from my own medical background. It's like I love nursing, but I've embarked upon the journey of starting two different businesses at one point
Mm-hmm.
and trying to
Mm-hmm.
find the space to pour into both of them with all the love and energy that I don't have is a challenge. I just
Mm-hmm.
wondered for you, like, what steps did you do or take in order to pour into yourself so that you were able to pour entirely into Royal Gardens? And did you do that independently? Did you pour all of yourself into Royal Gardens so there were no other distractions, or were you juggling more than one pot?
I'm sorry, I had to pull my chair. I work in quality control at SEPTA. I've been there for 24 years, perfect attendance, never been absent or late for work. And so I've always had full-time employment with overtime, and I had my children. So, but what I did do is that, like I said, when you commit to doing something, you follow it through. And that's how you make it successful. You have to believe in sustainability. Okay. So what I did was I did this nonprofit and learn as I go. Okay. So I had to go to college and get my certifications and things of that. I had to learn how to network, get resources, write grants, but it was just a learn as I go because I was determined to make my community be a reflection of me. So what I would do is because you have two projects, right? Let me ask you this. Are the two projects that you're interested in doing, are they collaborated or are they totally opposite of one another?
Separate.
Okay, you have to figure out which one resonates with you. You have to figure out which one resonates the most with you. Which one resonates the most with you. That's what you have to ask yourself. Because you if you try to do both at the same time and still work and still maintain your home, you're going to burn yourself out and you're not going to be able to give yourself 100%. You know what I'm saying? So I would do first, I would look at both of them and I would ask myself which one resonates with me first. Which one came to your mind first? Because it's just like going to the stores with Isaiah, where you go to all these different stores, right? And you wind up back at the first store she went to, buying the first thing she looked at. So you have to.
I like to
So
check
you
out
have,
all my options first.
girl, please. That's why we don't shop together because that's too much for me. So you have to figure out which one that you feel that you can pursue. And guess what? I would do the one first that you have the most resources, that you have the most connections with, because that would be your easiest one. Do the one where your connections that you're compassionate about, but that your connections are easily to make.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I would do. And never say no. When you are going after a goal, it's yes. It's always finding that way to get that yes. Okay? Like I would go to corporations and they may say to me, we're not interested now. Well, would you be interested next week or a month from now or 6 months from now or even a year later? Would you ever be interested? Like when? And I could reach back to you. Never accept no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's good advice.
That's the success. Is never accept no. Find a way to get your yes, even if it's within yourself. Get your yes.
I think
Cool.
the biggest takeaway for me from that was when you ask which one resonates with you the most. Because I know sometimes we try to get ourselves into some things because we're like, oh, maybe I'll try it. I can learn something, but if it doesn't really resonate with you, are you really going to pour 100%?
You're not going to put the work behind it.
Yeah.
And you don't, and when you're starting off new, you don't want a lot of, you don't want to be doing a lot. You want to have a focus. So focus on one, build that up. And then you have the resources and the foundation to then start on something else. Like I've been with my nonprofit for 15 years. I'm going to be retiring from SEPT in 6 years. So now keep Royal Gardens beautiful into another direction,
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm using my last 10 years of work to build my foundation for moving it into the next direction, because sustainability is success. There is no such thing as success without sustainability. You have to figure out how you're going to sustain your vision.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Mom, for that advice. That was good. So that's going to take us into our next segment, which is called I'm Feeling Myself.
Oh.
Feeling Myself.
I skipped the whole segment in my head.
What?
I said I skipped the whole segment in my head. This is the best one of the best ones.
I know. All right. So this segment is when we kind of touch base on like how we've been taking care of ourselves, because us Lotus Jawns, we believe that self-care is the way to just stay positive and take care of yourself. And we like to encourage everyone to do that because we know how much it helps us in our everyday. So I guess we could start off by saying what we've been doing over the past, week and a half? Like what's new in y'all self-care routine? Mom, do you want to go first?
I can. It's not necessarily new. I just had, brought a friend along. So usually, you guys know me. I like doing my walks, my nature walks, walks with the kids. The ones by myself are the ones that I feel like really help me, rejuvenate me and help me, clear my head and come back and be a little more patient and forgiving, as the OG mom said with my children. So for the last couple of weeks, maybe the last 2 or 3, one of my friends has been joining me on my walks. Of course, with the restrictions to COVID and things like that, we have to wear masks and like keep some space between us. But she also is a mom to 5 children, and her children have been homeschooling even well before the pandemic. But this year has been for like for most people been like especially hard and taxing. I mean, even though she is an I feel like a level 10 at homeschooling, like her children are used to doing things outside of their homeschool curriculum during the day, and it's just been different. And on top of that, like um you know there's been a lot of family members in her family that were have been sick and things like that, and then like just trying to break up the stress in each of our lives. We take a mom walk together. We've been doing it on Sundays, so usually as early as we can so we can get that early morning sun. And I realized that I don't know about you guys, but I have asthma. I don't know if anybody can drop some tips, medical John or my OG mom John, on how to um help me remedy some of the problems I've been having. Like I feel like I breathe pretty well, and when I go on my walks, I I count it as my exercise. I don't know if it really counts or not, but I check off a box that says I did something today. But so we've been walking. We've been going quite a distance for the last couple of weeks. I noticed that we've been getting fat. We've been getting to our destination and back home, faster and faster each week. So I'm like, I feel like we're I don't know, what do you call it? Building up some, I don't know, more stamina or something like that. But I noticed that I am way more ready for the school week and way more ready to mom hard after I had these little weekly mom sessions with her. She's a really beautiful person. I'm glad we get to spend time together. But I have been definitely meaning to ask medical John and you Johns out there how to help with this asthma stuff I've been going through on my walk. Like I need to do these walks without losing breath and life. But that's what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Teaming up with another mom, enjoying nature, venting, and talking amongst ourselves, things like that.
Right. Well, I will
and don't forget to help me out with that.
Hashtag medical John. If you are feeling like you are short of breath, I would first say, I can't represent your medical personnel, but check in with your doctor and let them know. First off, I'll say 2, coughing and deep breathing. Practicing just expanding your lower lung fields is very important. Doing yoga also is a gentle breathing technique, which allows the lower lung fields to open. It is also kind of puberty outside, so do your best to stay away from your friends who may have socialized with others without covering their face, or who may have been exposed. The cold weather also is a trigger for some who do have asthma, so make sure that you have your handy asthma pump should you need it.
That's always there.
And mucus causing foods can also impact your asthma. Milk, cheese, and the likes. I've also found some people who have asthma also have a peanut sensitivity. So also, nuts can be a trigger for some. I will also say that I am scheduled to work this evening, so I'm doing a hard stop at 6:30. If you see me escape stage left, just know that you can carry on without me, but duty calls. But those things I will say are essential. And should you have asthma, first off, especially since it's COVID outside, one of the symptoms of COVID is new onset shortness of breath. So if you do find that you're having this new symptom of shortness of breath, and it is really, really disruptive or disturbing and new, reach out to your provider just to make sure that everything is okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's an onset. It's just that I usually don't walk that fast for that long. So I was like, dang, so if I pick the speed up, this is what the struggle is going to be.
And you know what I would also
What you say, Mom?
And I will also suggest maybe doing a brisk power walk inside your home first.
Oh, thank you,
I,
Gary.
I would
Thank you,
suggest that
Gary.
too.
Hi, Mr.
Thanks, Mom.
Robinson.
Like a plat.
Oh, hi, Gary. Mm-hmm.
What have
Sorry
you
about that,
other
guys. I
doing?
had some technical difficulties. My phone was dying, so I had to shift over.
Well, you're back. So, Medical John, what have you been doing
Mm-hmm.
to
So what have I been? So my I guess self-care for the month, year, half of the year is beautifying my space. You know, one of the more challenging things that has happened. Hey, Mr. Robinson. One of the more challenging things that happened most recently is my washing machine decided to die. And as a nurse, that is a no-go. Listen, these
as a
scrubs,
mom?
like I leave them at the door. They need to go right into the washing machine on super hot and get washed as soon as I jump out of them. So that was like a challenge because it's like, listen, all these scrubs is about to go in the trash if I can't wash them. So, so the self-care of the week is, I dedicated some time, energy, and some extra time at work and counted my coins and purchased a new washing machine, a new used washing machine. So that's been my self-care. I've also been on Amazon,
Yeah.
finding things to help declutter my space. I bought some space bags and I've shrunk down all of the comforters that were taking up all the space in the closet into pancake size, arrangement so that they can fit a little snugger in the area. I've also kind of mapped out what it is that I'm going to do with one of the rooms upstairs to turn that into an ancestral room. I moved some heavy furniture, and tried really hard not to get a hernia.
Oh, that's nice.
So that was awesome. I've been clearing space and making room for new things in my personal space. So that's my self-care. Cleaning space.
I like the sound of that ancestral room.
Yes.
That sounds nice.
Yes.
Yes.
I guess for me, I did two things. I too did my ancestral altar over. I'm looking at it right now. I got like this little gold table, and I put my mom up there. I put my grandma Dorothy up there. I put my great grandparents up there, and I also put shout out to Stan the Man from World Town. He passed away a few years ago. I put Stan up there as well. And I just cleaned everything off. I bought some new candles, and because I hadn't meditated there in a while, and I also put a salt lamp right there, and it's kind of like my meditation space. And I talked to my grandma a little bit when I was there the other day. And also, this is getting really personal. I don't know how my mom's gonna feel about this, but I stopped smoking recently. That's my whole self-care thing that I've been doing.
You said you started or you stopped?
I stopped.
Oh.
The producer is so excited. Yes. He's like, what?
Wait a minute.
Yes. He stopped. He's like, what?
Yes. I don't know if a lot of you know, I was like, I smoked weed. I smoked marijuana, and I had a marijuana card. The doctor said that I can do it, but shout out to my little sister Asia and my mom. But Asia was really like on my butt.
Thank you.
Like every single day, she's like, "Oh, did you smoke today?" I'm like, "All right, I only smoked this morning." She's like, "All right, well maybe you could just try to smoke at night." And then I had, and Leek knows this, I have been wanting to stop smoking weed for a while, and I just did. I was addicted to it. So when I went to Atlanta a few weeks ago, I hadn't had a panic attack like that in 7 years. And the last time I had a panic attack like that, I stopped smoking weed for 4 years. So I think it was just the universe and my grandma and everybody answering my prayers and like just letting me know this is the time to stop. And I don't know if any of you, like all of y'all that drink out there, that night that you be so drunk, you like, God, just get me through this night and I'll never drink again. That's what that panic attack was like. I was like, God, just get me through this panic attack and I will never smoke weed ever again. And just over the past, like, it's been about like 2 weeks, like I've noticed I'm not like paranoid anymore. My anxiety is pretty much gone. I only get anxiety when it's like appropriate for me to get anxiety, when I'm nervous. And I'm thinking a lot clearer. I have my admin hours where I'm sitting at my desk for about 4 hours at a time getting work done. I just been getting so much work done. So and this is not knocking weed. I know some people use weed to help them like with their anxiety or just mental disorders. It does work for people, but I realized that it doesn't work for me, and I was using it as a crutch. So that was pretty much my self-care, was like detoxing my body from marijuana. So and it's been really lovely. I've been feeling really great, and I'm really I'm looking forward to having a clear mind. And no shade to y'all that smoke weed. I love weed. Weed is a great herb.
It has healing medicinal properties, I will say.
It
you know,
does.
It's great for seizure disorders, and you know, people
It helps with a lot of stuff. But I also did some research, and like people who like I was looking at like Rastas, like what they do with weed. They don't smoke weed. They say that you're not supposed to put fire into your body. They use it as like a seed, like herbs. Like they don't burn it. So it is like more healthy ways to ingest weed than smoking it. So I would suggest if you do love weed, like maybe look at more healthier ways of ingesting it. But yeah, that's my self-care. But just to let y'all know, we got one more segment, and Medical John has to go save lives in about 5 minutes.
Yes.
So
no. He has to save lives
please
now.
send her some
now,
love.
but I might give y'all half of a minute. But if you see me, you know, go that way, it's because I'm grabbing my coat, packing my lunch. So, you know, I'm here.
So
But
does that mean we're rolling into our next segment, which is instant?
No, we have to do my self-care.
Oh, why we do this?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah.
I got all the questions. I'm prepared. So, my self-care, I have a sauna at my house. I have my own massaging table where I get massages every month, 90 minutes.
This is what happens when you're OG
I have
mom and you make real money.
Clearly, I need to get it together.
I have a Kohler walking bath. So I soak in the tub. I have
You had
the
me
salt
at sauna.
candles all over my house.
Yes. I can't wait to say.
Now, what I
tell
would,
the kids, I'll be out. I'm in the sauna. I'll be out in 10 minutes.
yes, I have a steamer. I also have a steamer. So, and I have my little foot soaker, and also I started doing Leslie Sandone on YouTube. She has some great indoor power walking core.
It's a fitness program.
Low impact work 3 miles. Yeah, she has so many videos. She has 3 miles, 2 miles, 1 mile cores, so you could switch it up a bit. So I have been doing that also. And I would suggest people, or I have a room that I call my quiet room. So my quiet room has my sauna, my massaging table, and you know, and everything. And I'm Muslim, pray 5 times a day. So I also pray in my room as well. So I would suggest that you do get like a me time space, like a me time cave where you can go and you know and have your time alone for yourself. I did want to make one thing I forgot to key on. When you take your children out to do the litter picking, don't use that as a punishment.
Okay.
You know, don't use that as a punishment.
I wouldn't do something
because you
trash.
don't. No, but I'm saying I don't, because you want your children to love maintaining their community, not hating it.
Helping keep up the community.
Yeah, I did want to stress that before we went further. Don't use that as a punishment. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, OG Mom.
All right, so that was a good. We've been feeling ourselves. We've been taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Trying our darndest.
That's good. And shout out to Medical John. She's been taking care of herself, and now she's going to take care of others. So
other
let's
people.
Just send her some love and
love.
She has a light
and safe travel
tonight.
Yeah, hopefully she got a light workload because they be working her, y'all.
Safe
so
travel.
That leads us into our last segment, which is Instant Inspo.
You in the arms. Oh, there's the medical joint.
Oh, she passed it.
She has her coat on.
So this is our segment where we leave y'all with a little bit of inspiration. It could be a quote or a book you read or a movie you watched or like anything of that sort. Medical John, you go first, just in case you gotta run out and save the world.
Okay, instant inspo. Pour a little bit into others so that you can receive a lot for yourself. There you go.
Good.
That's like a splash of gratitude and appreciation. Thank you.
Mine is, this is actually one of my affirmations. I can ask for what I want in a healthy way. Because Lord knows I don't be doing that. So, yeah, like I can be a little stubborn and like a little. So I've been learning like with therapy and also couples therapy how to not get so frustrated and ask for what I want in a nice way, and learning to ask for things when, like my mom said, when I'm chilling and not when I'm like all angry, like to do a check-in and calm myself down and then come and ask for what I want. And it's been working like a charm. I have been getting what I want. My relationship, not that it was doing bad.
Hey, we can't hear you.
Mike Fazia. Mike.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you hurry, I might be able to do the affirmation with you guys.
Okay.
Mike Fazia. Mike.
Oh,
yeah. Mike Fazia. Mike Fazia. Mike.
Okay.
Mike.
So
okay, go on to Ashley. Yes.
So I had a few different quotes that I came across reading this week, and one of them actually really kind of tied into what we were talking about today. I know earlier, Mom, you expressed that when you began Royal Gardens, basically you had become the answer to one of your problems. They stopped maintaining the garden and you wanted it to be nice and wanted to be an attraction to the community. So there was one quote by Angela Davis that says, "I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept." And I feel like this translates into a lot of different areas in our life. And for me, it really weighs in heavy because for a long time, I have been doing just that, trying to change things. It's not my work to do. Instead of focusing on the things that I can change and make changes for.
Yes. And my instant inspo, so y'all don't forget me, is something that I always say at my volunteer events. I always say, be the powerful change that you can see right before your eyes. Don't worry about the world that is beyond your reach. Be the positive change that you can be right in front of what you see. That's my instant inspo.
Thank you. Ooh, I liked it.
You're welcome. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I cannot hear you, darling.
Well, and I did an affirmation too. So I'll do mine before y'all close out with y'all.
Okay.
And so my affirmation was, I choose a path of healing so that my healing comes with grace. That's my affirmation.
Thank you. I know you shared some of the
Lotus Jawns. Yeah.
Thank you. And I know you shared a few other affirmations earlier. And I think that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So what are some other ways that you stay inspired? I know that I think Fazia shared with me that before that you were doing like the Inyana Benzant programs and things like that. Are you doing any other things like that right now? What kind of books are you reading?
Well, I'm starting up my own workshop in my park. That's my moving forward project. Where I'm going to be teaching people, how to heal themselves with nature and dealing with trauma, anger management, learning the proper tools of
Tools of
communicating.
communication. You have me right there.
That's what I'm moving. Yeah, that's what I'm moving forward to. Journaling, learning to meditate. These are a lot of things that we have to introduce into our community because that is what's lacking. And also changing terminology. Like people, do not say you live in the hood or you live in the ghetto. Don't say that. You live in a neighborhood. You live in a community. You don't have a row house. You have a townhome. Like change the lingo, change your language, because that starts a positive change too, changing the language.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
You welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody got out of this. This was awesome. Thank you so much, Mom, for like all
Yeah,
your
thank you for joining us and being our first
wisdom.
live special guest.
Problem anytime.
So, in true Lotus Jawns fashion, we're going to close out with our affirmation. And I see the medical joint is on the move. So, do you want to lead still, or do you need
Yeah, I
me?
will. Give me just
Okay,
a
so
second. So, ready?
yes.
Deep cleansing breath.
Let's take one deep.
Through the lessons of caring for the gift of Mother Nature, I am reminded of my place amongst the creatures of Earth.
I embrace my role as protector of four-legged creatures and those who travel by air, and also those who walk on two.
Nothing the sea they may feed the multitude is my greatest gift. You join us in on this, Mom.
I
I
am
am
I
a
am
a
a
powerful
powerful
joint.
joint.
powerful.
I am
Yeah.
the environmentalist joint.
That's a
Yeah.
nice hashtag.
What you
Hashtag
on?
the
Yeah, I'm
environmentalist
the
joint.
environmentalist joint. Yeah.
Peace.
All right, peace, y'all. Take care.
Peace.
See you next
Thank
time.
you. Thank you for having me. Okay, see y'all.